Mike, you're on the line.
Hey, I was educated in South Carolina. We were number 48 in the nation, but our tagline was, "Hey, at least we're not Alabama and Mississippi." So glad you're down there in the heart of great education. Hey, the word is apocalypse, not apocalypse. So,
thank you, apocalypse.
I don't know if the Mississippi thing is getting you or what, but I never hear you mispronounce words. You're good
Thank
on
you
it.
for
So,
that. Apocalypse, got it.
You're getting dragged down.
Zombie apocalypse.
Hey, the thing I really want to talk about is
zombie
Trump's
apocalypse
lies yesterday about. No, what I want to talk about is the testing lies that Donald Trump said at Chopper Talk yesterday. And,
yes. Go ahead.
I just can't. I know math is hard for the average American, and especially those down in Mississippi where you are right now. But to say we have the best testing and the most testing is just a flat out lie, and I'm just sick of it. I don't understand why he thinks most people who are not educated in Mississippi would not understand that he's just flat out lying. I mean, even the chart that he tweeted is so stupid. I mean, Mark Twain said 3 kinds of lies: lies, damn lies, and statistics. And that's what he's doing right now. And it's insulting to those of us who actually can do math. And it just pisses me off.
Who cares? Testing is irrelevant. I don't care how many people they test. Testing is irrelevant, except if you're a frontline worker. Those should be tested every day. Obviously, we have to keep them safe. And if they have the virus, they need to be quarantined so they're not spreading it around the hospital. I get that. Other than that, testing is irrelevant to me. So whether we do 1 million tests, 8 million tests, we could do 327 million tests. Mike, right now, where are you now? Exactly. Tell me where you are.
I'm in Oregon.
Okay, you're in Oregon. Are you at work, home, car, where?
I'm in a hotel.
Home? Okay, so am I. Hi. Okay, so I'm on Facebook Live. We're both in hotels. You could get tested today in Oregon and you're negative. Oh, you text your wife and your son, "Hey, I'm negative. Yay, I can come home." Right? Then you go downstairs, you get a cup of coffee, you go to McDonald's, you get a hamburger, you exchange $1, you go get gas, you put your hand on the pump, you forget to put your glove on, or you bump into somebody or something, or you pick up a carton of a can of soda that somebody else picked up with COVID-19, and now 1 hour later, you're positive. So you would have to get tested every hour on the hour for the rest of your life in perpetuity in order for this to make any sense. So testing is asinine. The number of cases is asinine. The whole thing is ridiculous. The only thing that matters is how many hospital beds do you have and how many ventilators do you have. That's it. Because we were told, Mike, shut down the economy and destroy our American way of life, collapse all the levers of production, shut it down, because we don't want to overrun our hospitals like happened on the battlefield of the Civil War. And you know what Americans did? They said, okay, I get it. Yes, I don't want that to happen either. But that didn't happen, and then it was we have to flatten the curve, and we flattened the curve, and now it's testing. And when there's 350 million tests, whatever chart they have, then it'll be, we don't have a contact tracing app. You don't know who you came in contact with. Let's shut the government down until November 5th when Biden wins, and then there'll be an all clear. So I could give a rat's tail about testing.
Hey, John, you just said we flatten the curve.
Yeah, flatten the curve means don't overrun hospitals.
How do
it's
you know
all
that?
about hospitals.
How do you know that?
Because
how do you know that, John?
Because let's just take Virginia. I don't have the stats for Oregon. Here's what's happening in Virginia. We have 5,000 open COVID-19 beds. 5,000. COVID-19 beds are at 16% of capacity. 84% are open. That's number one. We were told, hospital beds, we're going to overrun the system. Oh, my God, stay home. Okay. Then it was, oh, my God, there's not enough ventilators. Cuomo needs 40,000 ventilators or people are going to die. Well, we gave them all the ventilators. In Virginia, our ventilators are at 21% capacity today, which means 89% of the ventilators are sitting in a warehouse. So we have the ventilators, we have the beds, the curve is flattened because there's not the spike that is going to drive up, overrunning the hospitals. Hospitals are furloughing people, laying people off, and closing wings. And yet the economy is still shut down.
So John, John, what curve are you talking about? Because you haven't lost your ability
the bed
to
curve,
pivot into
bed curve,
a meaningless,
hospital bed curve.
segue.
Don't change the subject.
That's not.
We were sold
You're
on the
changing the
shutdown.
subject.
No, I'm not. We were sold on the shutdown because we didn't want to overrun the healthcare system. That's what they said to us. We didn't want to run out of beds or ventilators. We didn't want doctors to have to make life or death decisions. I'll treat that person, but not that person, like they did on the battlefield of the Civil War. Men were left to die because they simply didn't have enough beds or doctors. Everybody got that. So flatten the curve means don't overrun the hospitals. No hospital in America is overrun. They're laying people off and closing wings down and losing hundreds of millions of dollars. It is insane what we're doing. And so I don't care how many tests we have. It's stupid.
So when you say flatten the curve, you don't think that has anything to do with the ability to test to see how many people are positive and how many people have died or anything like that?
According to three studies,
flattening the curve.
According to three studies, University of Southern California, Stanford, and New York, and we got one coming out Friday at Emory in Atlanta. It's going to say the same thing. I've already talked to those people. Every time they do a test, they do a study, 17% of people are infected. That means 60 million people in America. 60 million. The fact that you test positive when 99.8% of those people recover, and the people that are dying have underlying health issues or the aged, those should be sequestered. Other than that, Mike, if you're in Oregon today and you pick up the virus, you have a better chance of getting hit by the Oregon cement truck than dying from this virus. You're a young, healthy guy. You have zero chance of dying.
I'm not. Look, John, I traveled here by plane. I'm on business. I'm not suggesting that we all stay home and cower away, but to suggest that testing is asinine is.
It's totally asinine. What does it do, Mike? Other than for frontline workers or the elderly or sick, what does it do?
Because John, I understand you make a living with words and not math.
You can test negative today, and then tomorrow you pick up you exchange a $10 bill, and now you're positive. So are you going to get tested, Mike, every day in perpetuity?
No, of course not, John.
Then what do the tests mean?
To be able to make good business decisions about when do you allow people to come back to work? You
allow them to come back to work, Mike, now. You will open the country now. You go back to work now.
I'm talking about someone who has been sick, or that when someone is sick and you got to decide whether they should come back to work or not.
Well, sure. If you show the symptoms,
you need that information, John. Don't be asinine and silly.
Anybody that's got symptoms is able to get a test. I shouldn't have to get a test.
True.
I have no symptoms, dude.
That's not true, John.
My son has no symptoms. My wife has no symptoms. There's plenty of tests for those with symptoms. Here's what you want to do. You want to shut the economy down, and you want to get Trump out. That's what you want to do.
John,
testing doesn't matter.
I've had employees that have attempted to get tests, John, and they could not get tests. So
then they should stay home then. Tell them to stay home and everybody else go to work, Mike. If you have an employee that has the symptoms and they can't get a test, stay home. Let the other 99% of Americans go back to work.
Well, of course, John.
You're not going to have an economy, Mike. Whatever business you're in, you're not going to have a job. And you'll be on the AOC breadline. With your family in tow when there's no economy left. And then you'll be talking about testing.
Fortunately, I work in an essential business, and we are running, and we are working. But my point is
whoop-de-doo for you.
You can't make the comment.
Whoop-de-doo. You work in an essential business. I am so happy that you're getting paid. I am so happy, Mike, that you're in an essential business. Too bad for the 40 million Americans that just went on unemployment that aren't in an essential business. Too bad for them, but it's good for Mike because he's getting paid and he wants everybody to get a test. Great,
John. You're being obtuse. Mike. You're being obtuse. You're being obtuse. I don't need to be tested because I don't show any symptoms.
Either do I.
But But when a business owner has people who may be showing symptoms, they need the testing to know what should we do.
Right. So if you can't get the test, in the meantime, stay home. I mean, I just don't get all of a sudden like people get the flu every day. They get sick every day. They have to run to the doctor and get a test. If you've got somebody that's showing the symptoms and has a fever, why the hell are they coming into work? They shouldn't come into work regardless and get me sick
John,
with the flu.
You need to get out of Mississippi, John, because your brain has gone to number 50.
No, see, I'm talking, because unlike you who are an essential elitist, you know who I'm talking to? I'm talking to minority people. This is 89% minority in the middle of the Delta, which is the number one poverty-stricken region in the United States. And I'm talking to people that have no money, that live day to day. They're not an elitist, Mike, with an essential business like you, right?
John, do you know what the unemployment? Do you know what the unemployment benefit is right now, John?
Oh, that's your answer. Go on unemployment.
Well,
hey, America, you don't need to get a job. You can stay home in your pajamas, according to Mike, and you can get unemployment insurance in perpetuity.
The argument you're making is they don't have any money.
What planet do you live on?
The argument you're making is they don't have any money. You just made that argument, John. If you don't want to follow your own logic, then admit that you can't make the argument.
Unbelievable, Mike. I gotta go. I don't have time to argue your nonsense. Every argument you have is absolutely ridiculous. Now you're saying just put everybody on unemployment. What happens when the money runs out? What planet do you live on, dude? I gotta go. I'm done.